Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Cowboys urged to sign record-breaking receiver, boom or bust risk. The Dallas Cowboys should consider signing a notable veteran wide receiver on the free agent market, according to one writer. As part of an article by Bleacher Report's Christopher Knox that lists 3 players that the Cowboys must consider signing, New Orleans Saints wide receiver Michael Thomas is named as one of the options. The 31-year-old Thomas has spent his entire 8-year career with the Saints. However, he was released by New Orleans after having an injury-plagued past 4 seasons. Knox argues that Thomas can serve as functional replacement for former number 3 receiver, Michael Gallup. Gallup was released by the Cowboys after failing to produce after signing a 5-year, $62.5 million deal prior to the start of the 2022 season. At worst, Thomas should be a functional replacement for Gallup as WR3, writes Knox. If he could recapture some of his earlier form, however, he could be much more. Adding him would be a boom or bust risk, but Dallas doesn't have a ton of other options, barring a trade. Prior to suffering a number of injuries over the past few seasons, Thomas has been limited to just 20 of 67 games over the past 4 seasons. The former Offensive Player of the Year was arguably the best receiver in the league during a 3-year time frame that saw him catch at least 100 balls with at least 1,200 receiving yards between 2017 and 2019. To top it all off, Thomas broke an NFL record during the 2019 season when he posted 149 receptions. Between 2017 and 2019, Thomas led the NFL in receptions twice, was named a first-team All-Pro on 2 occasions, and went to the Pro Bowl in all 3 of those seasons. Furthermore, he posted 378 receptions during that 3-year time frame, 65 more than the second-best receiver, DeAndre Hopkins. While it's been a long time since Thomas played like an elite receiver, he showed he still has some gas left in the tank as a possession receiver when he posted a solid stat line of 39 receptions for 448 receiving yards in 10 games as the number 2 option for the Saints last season. Considering the Cowboys are lacking in established options beyond CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks, bringing in Thomas can't possibly hurt. Knox also argues that since Thomas's cap hit is $11.2 million for the Saints this season, that's not even mentioning the $100 million contract extension he signed with New Orleans prior to 2019, and when also factoring in his down years with the Saints, he could be signed to a bargain deal. Thomas is still carrying an $11.2 million dead cap hit for the Saints, which could help offset his contract demands to a degree, writes Knox. His value has also taken a significant hit after several down years with the Saints. Knox mentions that Thomas would likely settle for a $2 to $3 million deal at this stage of his career. Once among the league's highest-paid skill players, Thomas will now have to settle for a prove-it contract, writes Knox. A 1-year deal in the $2 to $3 million range with incentives would likely allow the Cowboys to gamble on the former Offensive Player of the Year. Considering there's no risk attached to signing Thomas to such a deal, the Cowboys should very well consider the former record-breaking receiver before training camp starts. How much money the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders actually make. America's Sweethearts, Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders outlines the intense career and training of the cheerleaders for the Dallas Cowboys, as well as their controversial pay. The Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders, also called America's Sweethearts, features 36 members, many of whom are new recruits. The series offers an intimate look into the auditions, training, and personal lives of these iconic cheerleaders. The show's creator, Greg Whiteley, also made the multi-season Netflix show Cheer in 2020, which focused on the drama of a college cheer team. Cheerleading has been a staple in the National Football League, NFL, since 1954, with 24 of its 32 teams currently featuring cheer squads. Prospective cheerleaders undergo scrutiny based on their technique, kicks, splits, appearance, stage presence, enthusiasm, and personality during recruitment. Released as a Netflix original, America's Sweethearts, Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders shines the spotlight on the cheerleading squad for the Dallas Cowboys, the various nuances of their work, and even the pay they receive, which may not be what most would expect. According to Forbes, the Dallas Cowboys are the NFL's most valuable team, estimated at $9 billion. Reflecting this status, the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, DCC, are among the highest-paid cheerleaders in the league. Reports suggest they earn between $15 to $20 per hour for practices and receive $500 per game. The most seasoned members' annual earnings can reach around $75,000. However, not all cheerleaders receive this level of compensation. In the series, former Cowboys cheerleader Kat Puryear says, "I would say I'm making, like a Chick-fil-A worker who works full-time." The total salary includes game performances, hourly wages for practices, and public appearances. The girls are compensated around $50 to $75 to represent the team at events, such as conferences, corporate events, and hospitals throughout the year. The squad has made over 83 USO appearances since forming in 1961. Annually, the team dedicates over 1,000 hours to participating in charitable events and other public engagements. Requests for appearances are open to the public and can be submitted through the squad's official website. Mike McCarthy is on the hot seat despite holding a Cowboys coaching record. There's no question that Mike McCarthy is coaching for his job with the Dallas Cowboys in 2024. Set to enter the season with an expiring contract, McCarthy's on unusually shaky ground for the coach with the best win-loss record in franchise history. That's right, not Tom Landry or Jimmy Johnson. Not even Barry Switzer, who swooped in and scooped up wins off of Johnson's foundation. It's McCarthy, who after 3 consecutive 12-5 regular seasons is 42-25 with a .627 winning percentage. He narrowly edges Swizzer's 40-24 record, .625%, from his 4-year run with Dallas in the mid-90s. What's even more impressive is that McCarthy's record suffers from that 6-10 start in 2020. If not for trying to start his Dallas run during the COVID-19 pandemic and losing QB Dak Prescott for 11 games to a leg injury, McCarthy would probably have several more wins and a wider margin between Switzer and the rest of the field. Mike McCarthy 42-25, .627, Barry Switzer 40-24, .625, Wade Phillips 34-22, .607, Tom Landry 250-162-6, .607, Sean Gailey 18-14, .563, Jason Garrett 85-67, .559, Jimmy Johnson 44-36, .550, Bill Parcells 34-30, .531, Dave Campo 15-33, .313. Some NFL franchises would be quick to commit to a coach who's brought them so much overall success. But McCarthy's 1-3 postseason record is the noose currently tightening around his neck. 3 straight 12-5 seasons are nullified by 3 straight playoff exits, especially given how Dallas has been outclassed in those losses. It was one thing when Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers seemed to have the Cowboys' number, but last year's embarrassing home loss to the Packers was the worst yet. McCarthy was brought in to elevate the team from the cycle of the Jason Garrett years. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Mike McCarthy? Leave your opinion in the comments.